Yeah, we do have, I believe the Polish Protoss PAPI, is
Mm-hmm.
that right?
Yep.
Yeah, so PAPI, a player that we're quite familiar with at the Cranky Ducklings, one that plays in the tournaments that we run quite a bit and does make deep runs almost every time that he plays in them. So very strong Protoss player.
What are you gonna say? We're very familiar with the Cranky Ducklings. Light just wouldn't shut up about him. He's always bringing him up. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's got him in the emos. He's always saying "Papi," and this guy's like, "What do you want from me?" This guy's obsessed with me.
It's true. It's true. Oh god. But here we are in our first game of this quarterfinals match, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have our South Korean Terran. He is teal, representing PvT Sports. It is HonMonO.
And spawning in the posterior left of the map, it is the purple Polish Protoss playing. Down in the bottom left, it is PAPI.
On Infernales Esports.
Oh, yeah, I knew he had a new team. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah. I think he wasn't one of the Platinum Heroes players, but he was on a team until a different team until very recently. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, I hear Polish Protoss and I just think Platinum Heroes.
Yeah. yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. They've got plenty of Protoss players. They've got Rodzin. I think they've still got Ziomek. But for now, this is more of what I expect from HonMonO. You know, we got something in the main, but also something on the map. Oh my god.
Yeah, very cheeky there. Does manage to catch the probe. Not sure if he took that out, but I think he did actually. Just kind of squeezes it into the CC with two SCVs there. But yeah, meanwhile, as you were pointing out, we do have a little bit of a cheeky opening here. So having killed that probe, I don't think he even has to fake the CC at the natural, which is something that you can do with this opening by delaying your orbital. This is, I believe this opener was invented by Marine Lord.
Oh.
He got some big wins with this one in IEM quite a while ago. But yeah, you can make it look very normal at home with the racks in the wall, but meanwhile you have the Marauders and the concussive making, and it makes for a really aggressive timing. The one thing I will say with this build is it is countered by Stargate.
Yeah, and the Stargate is thrown down here for PAPI. Checking the vision of HonMonO, he actually never SCV scouted. He has no idea what PAPI is doing. He's doing this completely blind. And the Marauders are going to rock up, and they're going to be able to deal with whatever there is here, especially any kind of gateway units. But if given enough time, PAPI will be able to get out of Void Ray.
Yeah, nice scout just with the Adept there. Does manage to see what's coming here. A little bit unfortunate not having a shield battery on the low ground. That would help a lot with the defense as well, but we do see shield batteries going up in the main, which should buy him just enough time if he can keep them alive. But we do see a probe pull right away.
Yeah, the boys are being pulled right now. He cannot allow this bunker to finish up. He has to make sure he keeps this Stargate alive. A lot of SCVs are falling. The bunker will not finish, and just like this, HonMonO is being forced out of the main.
Yeah, he is forced out of the main, but at what cost? 9 probes going down. This is pretty nice start from HonMonO. Meanwhile, we don't see any extra CC coming up at home, but rather a factory, so I do believe he'll be going quite all in with this.
Oh yeah, he is attempting to transition here. He has recognized that he cannot break the main, so he's satisfied with just getting a kill here on the natural base, and he will get a kill. That's a lot of Marauders. The Oracle will help out with the DPS, but again, his DPS is very finite here, as he will eventually run out of energy.
Yeah, pretty interesting seeing an Oracle coming out, but I believe I think he does just recognize that there's no bunker up for these Marines to hide in, so he will be able to take out all the anti-air, but possibly a little bit of a miscalculation, not going for the more, the stronger DPS from the Void Ray, or the more sustained DPS, I want to say.
Yeah.
And he will have to give up this low ground.
Exactly, and this is a little bit disastrous. Like, PAPI was hoping to defend and regain control of his natural, and I don't know if he can. Nice target fire there. He does take out one more Marauder, so there's only a single Marauder and Marine, but there's still not that much HP left on this Nexus. A second Oracle comes out. PAPI will barely hold on to his base. Ugh.
Wow, this is such a tight defense that he's got here. He does lose a lot of probes for his trouble, but these Oracles, while it's probably the greedier option in the defense to go for the Oracles. It does mean that he has a lot more value going further on into the game. And meanwhile, HonMonO is quite behind on his development.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the CC is on the way, but it only just now started, and these Oracles, they can make short work of these workers. There's no missile turrets, there's no Cyclone, not yet. The Cyclone is still a couple of seconds off, and now SCVs are falling.
Yeah, the Cyclone will pop, and this probably will take out one of these Oracles, but he's going to take quite a bit of damage on the Cyclone as well, so not the worst trade for PAPI. Does manage to take out a lot of those Marines.
Oh, yeah, exactly. A lot of Marines went down. The Marine count was basically reset. Cyclone does survive, but again, we're still on one base economy. PAPI now double the worker count of his opponent. Everything would have been different if this Nexus had gone down. Maybe things would have been a little bit more even, but PAPI's just running away with this.
Yeah, does go for a very greedy defense, and having managed the defense and keeping that Nexus up, he's in a wonderful position now. Also, for HonMonO, this is a very uncomfortable position to be in as a Terran, because you would like to go for an all-in, but those Oracles took out so many of the Marines, and he lost so many of the Marauders during the fight, but he just doesn't really have the unit count to do so.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not quite there. I mean, he's working on Stim, and he's going to be working on a follow-up push. It's HonMonO we're talking about, so I imagine when he does end up pushing, he's going to pull the boys. So there's a world where maybe he can catch PAPI being a little bit too greedy. But PAPI, like, he's working on his additional gateways. Like, he will have 4 gates at least to work with. Like, he's even keeping an eye on the army in case a move out happens.
Yeah, going up to 4 gates before his third. PAPI's playing very safe here, getting his blink, getting a good amount of units as well. Didn't go for anything greedy like maybe a high Phoenix count or more Oracles. Is just going to do what he needs to keep himself in this game, keep himself safe, and with the blink, Stalkers as well can just put on a little bit of pressure across the map.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The Stalkers are already on the way. Blink is going to finish up in a couple of seconds. We have high ground vision because of the Oracle. We're going to have a Warp Prism as well to reinforce. And what do we have at home to defend? Looking at the units tab, we have 2 tanks. Both of them are on the low ground, though, at the natural. The main is looking that much more exposed. There is a Cyclone, I guess, but still not ideal.
Yeah, I really like this choice by PAPI. Just going for the blink pressure. We'll be able to scout these tanks here. Loses a little bit of health on these Stalkers, but doesn't actually lose any, and this is a good way to abuse the lower unit count that PAPI has. Oh my god. Does see the stasis ward. Very nice work.
HonMonO, he's cracked his eyes, they're like an eagle, and Stim finishes just in time, so PAPI won't be able to cancel it. On HonMonO, he doesn't care. He's all in. He's pulling some boys, he's going across the map, completely just leaving his base up to PAPI.
Yeah, this is, when you were asking about what it was like to play against him, this is one of the things that I noticed is, if you attack him, he'll just attack you right back. He's not uncomfortable putting himself into that kind of position. But PAPI, for his own, is doing a very good job microing on both fronts. Will lose his 1 Stalker here, but he's going to take out every SCV in the main.
Yeah, every SCV is going down, except for the ones that are across the map because the boys were pulled. HonMonO, he's got tanks, he's got Liberators, he's got everything he needs. Shield Battery Overcharge is going to help out a little bit, but it gets focused down, and this Nexus from earlier, it will finally go down.
Yeah, the Stalkers evaporate, and this Immortal isn't going to be able to come out. He is going to be able to recall the Stalkers that he does have, but I'm not sure if just Stalkers are going to be enough to deal with this. One option that he does have, if he wants to, is he could recall something to the 3rd just to get us around here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried here. Okay, we do have a recall in towards the in towards that northern base. We do see the army coming in, but we don't have that many Stalkers. I'll be honest, I'm looking at the unit side. We have 7 Stalkers in total, and we do have enough minerals to barely repair those tanks.
Yeah, and these tanks are in a very awkward position here. It's going to be very hard for the Stalkers to do anything to defend all these gateways, all these pylons. The SCVs even going in, trying to pick a fight with these probes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The pylons are being focused on one after the other. The production is under threat here for PAPI. He has to commit. He has to try and take down the tanks.
Yeah, takes out 1 tank, but loses a lot of Stalkers for his trouble. And with this Marine count, he is going to need a good Stalker count to deal with the DPS.
Yeah, he's going to come in for a full surround. He will get that final tank. No more tanks remaining here for HonMonO. The Marine count is slowly being whittled away at as well because he's been stimming a little bit too much and he doesn't have any medevacs to sustain this.
Yeah, no staying power for these Marines, and good micro from PAPI. It does manage to split the damage across all of his Stalkers as well as he can, and we do find ourselves back in a game, but there are basically no SCVs left for HonMonO.
We are down to 3 workers. I thought that maybe HonMonO could get on top of the production and there wouldn't be enough at home to defend for PAPI, and it was so close.
Yeah, let's have a look at this Oracle. This Oracle here that PAPI's moving around has 19 kills on it. I don't know how many of those kills it picked up later on, but we were talking about it a little bit earlier that he did opt for an Oracle rather than a Void Ray, and look at the value that he's got from it.
Yeah, exactly. So many SCVs were taken down by that Oracle, the MVP of this game. And now there's just not enough on the ground. G gets called and PAPI takes the first game.
Yeah, GG. Really nice game coming out from both players there. The aggression of HonMonO did manage to put him back in a game that was looking very bad for him. But PAPI managing once again, like he did earlier in the game, to have just enough to defend.
Ooh, just it was I was close though. Like that was uncomfortably close. How low that natural got. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that came down to a few extra stims that HonMonO didn't want to have, and yeah, so meanwhile we are heading into the next game. If you just give me a moment, I think I've got my firewall up.
Oh.
Is this on Central?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
All good. It's like I'm casting with Chase again. Oh god.
Central, okay. Invite me. Oh, yep, lobby link. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Beautiful. Yeah, I remember that first time I cast the Sparkling Tuna Cup with Chase. I kept sending him invites and he couldn't receive them or anything like that. And he was and I was like stalling and buying for time and be like, Chase, can you like join the lobby please? And he's like, what do you mean? You haven't we were both oblivious as to what was happening. He's like, oh, is this on like East? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, sorry, one moment. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, a bit of a common problem for Australian players. The East is a pretty unplayable server as a player, but yeah, have to unblock it for casting, of course. And meanwhile, here we are, spawning in on the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire. It is the Korean Terran player playing for Prep Esports in the teal. It is HonMonO.
Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Polish Protoss player himself representing his brand new team in Infernales Esports. It is PAPI.
PAPI.
It's so weird that the player called PAPI is from Poland. But he is on a Latin American team now.
Maybe that's why they got him.
Maybe.
Oh, and meanwhile, just being pretty normal probe scout coming out. Double cast opening coming from HonMonO, so something a little bit more aggressive. Also going for that wall off there. So yeah, this is how I like to play my TVPs. I'm going to be honest. I don't like letting the Protoss be comfortable and playing their own game. I don't like them getting to play their opening that they wanted. So this is something that you can do to kind of take control of the pace of the game from the start as the Terran.
Oh yeah, exactly. And we saw that last game, it did kind of lead us towards a proxy Marauder play. This time there are no SCVs out on the map. Once again, HonMonO is completely oblivious as to what PAPI is doing. He doesn't care because he knows that he's the one who's going to be acting a little bit more crazy, and he does end up going for that factory.
I have to ask you now, Light, have you seen HonMonO's Liquipedia picture?
Does he have the bat?
Yeah, he's got a baseball bat.
Let's go.
It's like, mate, I've had enough of these TVPs. I don't know if any of these openings are going to crack it. I'm getting the baseball bat. Let's go.
Getting the bat out, mate. Let's go. Where do you live? Oh my god.
Like, I gotta pay you a visit.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh, no.
Under the sea.
we are not on Tropical Scarface this game. We are on Cosmic Sapphire, and that is a little bit of a different map. Maybe one of the reasons that he's going for a more aggressive play, seeing as there is gold base on the map. We do have the baseball bat wielding Reaper chasing down this probe, and he will take him out.
Oh, he will end up running into the Adept in the process. Will be able to back off. Hasn't been able to get a scout off yet, so he's unaware of whether or not this is going to be a Stargate or a Twilight Council opener. We can see that it is that Stargate, and HonMonO is working towards that Widowmine drop, but not just any, mate. A feeling that he's going to go for an armory behind this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's HonMonO, of course.
But it does look like he's aware of the Stargate opener. He is going to just borrow these 2 mines and won't make any more than the 2. So this does usually indicate that he's going to leave them at home, try to catch an Oracle or something like that with them. And I don't think we're going to be seeing a medevac coming out of that Starfall. Probably a Viking, actually.
Oh, yeah. Again, these Widowmines are only 2 of them. We don't see an add-on switch or anything crazy like that. So HonMonO, anticipating what his opponent's doing, will confirm, does confirm that Oracle.
Yeah, so that baseball bat wielding Reaper goes into the wrong neighborhood with that baseball bat, and PAPI, he calls the cousins, he gets the cousins, and the Reaper is taken out.
The cousins show up, mate. Aye. What kind of narrative are we spinning right now?
Mate, these Reapers, you don't want to go into the wrong neighborhood.
True. Exactly.
Yeah.
I understand.
The cousins on you.
They take him out. No longer here. And PAPI from here gonna be a little bit greedy before his 3rd base, before too many additional gateways. He's going straight into that robo as well. Could be looking to go, could be anticipating bio, and could go into a fast robotics bay as he does look to get into that Nexus.
Yeah, this is my least favorite style of Protoss, but yeah. I have said quite a few times, I don't know why you would ever not play this. Phoenix Colossus, it's a very, very strong style. It does manage to shut down a lot of the early aggression that you can do as Terran, so I do think that he's gotten a little bit of a read on what kind of player HonMonO is, and realizes that if he can play a very safe defensive game, he's probably going to have a little bit of a advantage later on in the game. Very nice move there, does fly over the pillar, manages to break the vision for the Cyclone. And this is an aggressive push that's coming out from HonMonO. Is that your fire alarm?
The cousins, they're here, mate.
The cousins are here, yeah.
Found me. Oh god! But at the same time, every single of these pieces are going to go down. The Widowmine shots go off as well. And I was talking about how, you know, it was really cool to see him go into that robo, potentially Colossus, but HonMonO is hitting before they can pop out.
Yeah, I do think he actually targeted that mine on the Oracle, and that's a huge deal, losing the Oracle in that situation. This push is going really well for him, but with the Immortal coming out now and the battery going down, this will spell the end of it, and HonMonO does a good job recognizing that and just getting it out of there.
Oh yeah, he will back off in the end. PAPI, he wasn't going to be too greedy. He does end up going for those Immortals first, then into the robotics base, so a more safer style. If he hadn't done so, he may have just been caught completely out of position, completely off guard. He still kind of is.
Yeah, a little bit of a move command there. A little bit unfortunate losing 2 Stalkers for free. Some nice pickup micro coming out there from HonMonO as well. Will keep his Cyclones safe from the Immortals until they get their lock on again, but good focused fire there. Does manage to take out 2 Cyclones for the life of the Immortal. He will be happy with that trade, I believe. I think he helped him out a little bit there with the alarm, if I'm going to be honest.
I woke him up, mate, you know. I got his attention, and with that attention, there we go. PAPI, he does end up defending HonMonO back at home with that hyper aggression. He would have wanted to do more. He would have wanted to maybe even straight up break his opponent and end the game, and he's forced to expand, take a 3rd.
That is confusing when you say "there you go, PAPI," because I'm like, are you talking to me, or are you talking about the player?
Oh no.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see that first Colossus being started up. I do really like this choice of build from HonMonO. This is something that's become very popular lately against Stargate, is to go for the fast 3rd CC and then go later into your upgrade. So we do see the Stim and CS, Combat Shield, starting up only now. This is, yeah, a bit of a stylistic choice. So you go for that very aggressive push, which keeps the Protoss player on the back foot. That allows you to be a little bit greedy in the back, get a bit of extra economy going.
Yeah. Oh boy, and we'll see if this is gonna pay off for him. The other thing that's I guess gonna work out for him is that because of the Phoenixes earlier, and I guess he's gonna confirm this with the scan, he already has commenced Viking production. He's already got 2, and he's got 2 more on the way, fully aware of the commitment into those Colossi. Also, the Phoenix count was reset, so suddenly PAPI, like, he has a lot of like the finesse that he had earlier stripped away from him. He can't really be on top of drops as much as he otherwise could have. There are no medevacs to be fair, but you know, he is now lacking that with his army.
Yeah, this is a pretty small army. He is kind of in an awkward position here. You can see as well his +1 only just starting up now, so he is a little bit behind on the upgrades too. Only has 2 Colossus, which at this stage, it's not bad, but it's not ideal. It was delayed a little bit from having to get those Immortals. So having all the upgrades, all that sort of stuff delayed, he is just going to try to get his 4th Nexus up and just sit back and play a defensive game.
Yeah, he's gonna sit back, chill out, and I guess HonMonO will do the same, because I never thought I'd see the day, but he throws down a sensor tower here at his 3rd. Again, looking to be more of the defender, less so the aggressor. He scans again to confirm the Colossus count. He also saw the probes headed towards the 4th base location, so he's fully aware of the 4th base being taken, and now I guess that's what he has his eyes on. Pretty ambitious push, but at the same time, you were talking about it, this army isn't too great here for Protoss. Oh.
Yeah, PAPI goes straight onto the map, trying to catch him unsieged there, trying to maybe shave off a little bit of this Viking count. Going up to 7-8 Vikings is HonMonO. That is the count where you can start to 2-shot these Colossus. And the Colossus are a lot of what makes this army so good defensively. Really nice tank volleys there, and manages to focus down one of the Colossus. Second Colossus getting very low there, does manage to get itself in range with that shield battery.
Yeah, exactly. But again, doesn't want to fly too close to this army. Somehow, someway, HonMonO hasn't lost a single tank in this push, despite the fact that PAPI keeps trying to dive on top of it unsieged. And HonMonO, okay, it looks like he's gonna back off from here. Nice trades, but with disruptors coming out with more Colossi, it's gonna be hard to kind of press on forward, especially through this choke point.
Yeah, against this kind of style, it's very hard to push into Colossus at shield batteries or anything like that. You can put good pressure on the 4th, and I would have liked to see him maybe trying to see if he could get a bit more pressure going on the 4th, but does recognize that charge and +1 are finished, and PAPI does have the potential to overwhelm his army.
I'm not gonna lie, now I'm getting confused when you say PAPI, because you also say that to me sometimes as well.
Oh no.
Oh no, PAPI.
PAPI, you're going up to 4 bases. PAPI, you've seen the light. You're making charge lords, you're making disruptors.
You're making workers, it's happening. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to say all of that about HonMonO as well. Like, he's taking up, he's getting a 4th base, you know, ghosts are on the way as well. Like, it looks as if HonMonO, even though he's known for aggression and he's known for cheese and he's known for this kind of wild style, he is still willing to engage and embrace the more later stages of the game as well.
Yeah, this is something I referred to earlier. Phoenix Colossus is something that shuts down very hard any aggression that you can go for, and it looks like HonMonO, very familiar with that fact, does know exactly how to play out this game, and we're seeing a pretty textbook approach to the matchup and to this particular composition coming out from him. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate, doesn't get the snipe in time there.
Yeah, 1 second off from shutting down that disruptor, 1 second too late. At the same time, a Zealot Run-By does slip into his natural base, so HonMonO has to split off a bit of his army. There we go, a couple of Marines are headed in that location. We do have Liberators, but they don't keep up with the army. They don't rotate over to the right.
Yeah, PAPI doing a good job just rotating, just kind of testing the defenses, taking out whatever he can. He is going to start to pick away at this Ghost Academy as well. Fortunately for HonMonO, he already got the EMP upgrade, so not too much of a big deal here, as long as he does get that back up in time and he doesn't lose the Ghost that he does have.
Oh, exactly. What you see is what you get when you have those ghosts. Meanwhile, we have a backup Ghost Academy on the way once again at this 3rd base location. You can argue it's a little bit exposed, as we just saw, but it's fine. It's fine. Hopefully he doesn't lose this one as well, as PAPI is content just sniping that tech and backing off.
Yeah, but meanwhile, PAPI has made himself very comfortable in this game and is going for all sorts of tech. His disruptor count getting very scary. Storm finishing up just now. Even saw a DT shrine.
Yeah, I saw that as well, as we do see. No! Who is it? Don't say it's me. Don't say it's me. No! it's him. Oh, this is not the time. This is not the time, as AsherBro's internet is going to end up failing him as the armies are engaging. This is a bit of a feels bad man moment. Oh boy. F's in the chat. You know, sometimes my internet fails me and sometimes it's another Australian's internet that fails them. Oh god. I'm sure Asher will join me later on for the following series, but we will have to continue here. I will have to continue by myself. Oh god. Not a great time to lack out. Feels bad, man. Hopefully everything's okay. I know the fire alarm was on my side, but maybe something was happening over at Asher's side as well, whether it's his internet or whether his electricity. Oh. So we are going to get into this. Oof. All right, I don't have the power to unpause. It's up to the players. It's up to the players. Oh god, oh god. We may have to resume from replay, actually. Yeah. Yeah, they're saying that the timing of the lag was really bad. Because like the fight was just about to start. So we may have to resume from replay a couple of seconds earlier. It may be up to the admins. I don't know if okay, no, they're agreeing to continue. Here we go. PAPI's just pushing on forward. Unfortunately, the tanks just weren't, or the rest of the army wasn't here. The tanks and liberators were completely exposed. Third base is going to be going down, and PAPI just annihilates the force that was here. Ay. To be fair, during that lag spike, it wouldn't have been enough time for this army to actually get in position, but mentally, physically, that's another story. Oh, HonMonO, his tank count almost reset. Looking at the tank count here, we have 3 tanks. Liberators were reset as well. Liberators are trying to be rebuilt here in time. And actually, HonMonO is trying to find the army. You know, PAPI, he backs up what HonMonO thinks he's rotating. When he does finally catch a glimpse of said army, so he can maneuver with the rest of his army over here towards that third. Actually, he just gives it up. Is he going to take the gold? I would kind of like that, but the Ghost Academy is exposed once again. Oh god, I was calling it earlier. Not like this. The Ghost Academy is going to go down. We have a bit of a misrally here with the Liberators as well. Bit of a feels bad, man. CC will end up falling. And there's just not enough Terran on the ground. The Vikings will clean up the Colossi, but what about the Disruptors? What about the ground army of Protoss as he breaks on through? HonMonO is going for a massive counterattack. He's going for a base trade instead. But there are so many bases here. We have a recall available. We have High Templar slowly gathering up that energy as well. And here we go. The army reveals itself. PAPI goes for the recall. Does end up recalling over at that third base location. The natural will go down, and HonMonO, he can just keep on going into the main, but because of all that Viking and Liberator production, he just doesn't have enough medevacs. He cannot evacuate. He cannot escape. Oh god, he's going to try and set up a concave here on top of the ramp, but the disruptor shots are going off one after the other. Oh my god! The Marine Marauder, it evaporates. There's nothing left. GG gets called, and PAPI will take game number 2 and the series, as I believe I had the score reversed. My apologies. I may have had the score reversed the entire time. But GG, well played. PAPI does take the series 2-0 and moves on to the semifinals. Oh boy. And is Asher with me?
I'm back, PAPI.
Asher.
Oh no. Yeah, just had my computer crashed. I'm still just trying to start everything back up. I don't usually crash in StarCraft, so that was very unfortunate timing. Sorry to the players for that one.
Yeah. It's very, very unfortunate. I know HonMonO, he was saying Shiva.
Oh no.
Oh god. But I do think that the outcome would have been the same anyway. But yeah, unfortunately, there are some things that are outside of our control. Bit of a feels bad, man. But congratulations to PAPI for taking that game. Like, Despite how the latency played out, like he had so much splash damage with his army, he had so much just sheer firepower, and he did not have a hard time breaking through the defenses of HonMonO.
Yeah, both players playing that one out really well. PAPI definitely a lot more comfortable in those kind of situations, but HonMonO showing as well that he can play a bit of a different game. He's not just a one-trick pony. He can play out a standard macro game very well as well.
That he can, and now we are moving on to the semifinals. He moves on, and unfortunately we will not be casting Raza today, as Raza does get eliminated from the bracket. Trigger moves on, and Trigger is waiting for that PvP.
Yeah, we do have the PvP action, as we often do in these NA-based tournaments, but very good run there from Raza, taking out Yo-Yo earlier 2-1. Yo-Yo, very strong Zerg player in his own right, so that's not any small achievement, but yeah, Trigger has been on a tear lately.